Marvel's M.O.D.O.K, new stop-motion animation animated show, is out on Hulu in full, the first 10 episode season, although it is unknown whether there will ever be a second one. It was produced by and stars Patton Oswalt in the lead role of M.O.D.O.K. Now, in the comic books, M.O.D.O.K is one of the more goofy supervillains ever. His name is an acronym for mental organism designed only for killing, and he's essentially this huge floating head that leads the terrorist organization AIM. The show adapts that basically without any changes, without trying to ground the character or make it realistic in any way. In fact, the writers go completely the opposite way. They try to make everything as insane and wacky as humanly possible. The premise of the show is that M.O.D.O.K loses control of AIM due to a hostile takeover by a rich tech CEO who immediately starts changing the company, which leads to many, many jokes about, tech companies, corporate culture, and so on. But on the other side, it turns out that M.O.D.O.K actually has a regular family, a wife and two teenage kids, and things are not going well on that front either. Because of his obsession with supervillain stuff, his family feels neglected, and his wife demands a separation and a divorce, which then leads to 10 episodes of trying to get back the company and the family through various insane hijinks. Sounds a bit dumb and a whole lot crazy, and it basically is that. But I have to say, I was surprised with how much I ended up enjoying the show. I think it is actually quite funny. It has great voice acting, and while Marvel's usual stuff does include a fair amount of humor, this one's a completely different style. It's very much adult oriented and is meant to be, amongst other things, a parody of the superhero stuff. We do get appearances from a couple of more known characters, including Iron Man and Wonder Man. There's a couple of less known ones that comic book fans will appreciate much more than the general audiences. There are jokes about dysfunctional families and egoism and about corporations, social media. The list just goes on. The show really pokes fun at a lot of stuff. I do think it's not for everyone, that's for sure, but I think it succeeds at what it's trying to be. The one thing I didn't like is the ending, because it feels totally incomplete and essentially a teaser for a next season, which we don't know will ever come. I would have preferred to close the overarching plot lines instead of just leaving them unfinished. And unfortunately, that brings the whole show down, in my view, because it feels like it's not done. But even so, I think it's decent. It's not great, not terrible, certainly not for everybody, but if you enjoy this particular brand of adult humor, I think you'll like it.